afternoon.
Very good.
Listen, my name is Jason Golden. I'm an advisor to ALG. My role, my job is kind of to help translate ideas into reality. Whether that's taking an idea and operationalizing it, turning it into a program, raising the resources. That is how I get to support Papa. Before I met Papa, I had been to the continent of Africa one time. Since I've met Papa, I have literally lost count because I never miss an opportunity to go to Africa with this man. He's doing as amazing work there as he is here. I don't know how he does it. But speaking of traveling, by a show of hands, how many of you all have a passport? All right. By another show of hands, how many of you have used your passport? All right, that's a beautiful thing. That's what we're here to talk about. I passed around a concept paper that ALG has produced. And at the top, you'll see importantly, red letters that says draft. Do not distribute. It's a draft. It's just an idea right now. Okay, so don't start posting this on the internet and sharing it with any old body. This is a family meeting, okay? And we're here to introduce this idea in the form of this concept paper. The idea is not fully baked. There's a lot of room for improvement, and we're counting on the brilliant brains in this room to make this idea better, and frankly, to test it and see if it even has legs, if it's gonna go or no. So we're hungry for your feedback. This is a candid conversation on a project we've called the Cultural Passport. Now imagine having a passport in your hand. It's not the kind you use for international travel. It's not the kind you present to authorities at ports of entry and exit. It's a cultural passport. Now imagine all the organizations represented in this room has a profile page in that passport. Every single one of your organizations are represented. And in that passport is the information folks need to know about your organizations, but it's all collected in one place. What does that do? That expands and broadens your reach. That gets quality information. Why do we know it's quality? Because you presented it to us. You're in control of how you represent your organization in this passport. And then the brilliance of this is that we all promote each other's organizations and events. So we'll find cool ways to incentivize the individuals who go to each of our events and get their passports stamped. We're gonna find ways to creatively incent that. And it's a win-win for organizations because here's the challenge. Some of the events in the Black community are known and understood and well attended, but not all. You gotta really be in the know. Bianca and her team has done a lot to try to collect it's something like a listserv so that everybody can be aware, but it's not reaching everybody. I'm very well connected in the African American community. I'm very well connected in the African Immigrant Community, and I miss stuff. Juneteenth is on our radar. Black Arts Festival is on our radar. The NAACP Freedom Fund is on our radar. Bianca, your luncheon is always on our radar. But a lot gets missed, and we don't want to miss it. We want to know about it, and we want to attend because we want to support each other. That's the idea of this. So the solution is the idea of this cultural passport, a literal printed passport that when you go to in-person events hosted by partner organizations, defined as any of you all in this room and other folks who voluntarily opt into this project, you will get that passport stamped. We'll all promote each other. The organizations that participate are also committing to attending quarterly convenings. That's because it's not just about the events, it's also about dialogue. It's also about understanding current events and recent affairs, right? It's another opportunity to get together and collaborate. So, we're aware that even the idea of a passport is a little touchy right now, given the state of things in the national politics, but that's okay. I think we lean into that, we turn a negative into a positive, and we get to create our own stuff, which is all we've done throughout our history. So the cultural passport belongs to us. We control it, and can't nobody take it from us. So a couple of benefits to the organizations: broader exposure, promotion of your key events, targeted to your stakeholders, especially the Black community. Benefits for individuals: you have greater information and insight about what's happening in the community. You have opportunities to meet other people and collaborate. The other benefit is that we haven't figured it all out. Again, this is a concept, but we'll figure out incentives. There might be an end-of-year celebration that recognizes the folks with the most stamps in their passport, or something like that, or the organization who has distributed the most utilized passports. We'll figure all that out, and we're open to ideas. Efley is going to facilitate some conversation around this. My job is just to present the idea. I bet a lot of you are thinking, okay, but logistically, how's this going to work? Well, we have some ideas, but it's to be determined. For example, ALG can take the lead in coordinating and collecting information from each partner to make sure your profile page in the organization is accurate. ALG can print and distribute these passport booklets to all of the partner organizations. It can organize and schedule the quarterly convenings. It can host a database and a map on a dedicated web page for this cultural passport project. We'll host a website that gives you the list of events, even a mapping tool so you can always find them. ALG is willing to take the lead on that. We'll seek funding to support this initiative. We'll take the lead on that. And we'll host, at least once a year, but hopefully more, some sort of inclusive recognition celebration about the success of the passport, and we'll make sure there's delicious food there, as we always do, right? So what would the partner role be? So right now we're thinking about this as formal organizations. Khadijah Haynes captured me earlier and said, what about me? I'm a one-person shop, and I do advocacy and lobbying, and how can we integrate that? I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we're mostly thinking about organizations who serve a constituency and who have important meetings and events throughout the year. That's how we're thinking about it, but we're open. We're totally open to new ideas. And so what does it mean to be a partner? You participate in these quarterly meetings. We'll ask most of you to kind of host and facilitate one from time to time. You'll submit all the organizational information so we can feed the website and print the passport. We'll ask you to agree to accommodate essentially a passport station at your event so that people can come up and get their passport stamped. ALG is willing to help with those logistics, but we'd ask that each partner organization also offer a volunteer just for that day, just for that event, to help us logistically. And a role of a partner is to obviously promote this thing, promote this initiative, promote the cultural passport to your relevant stakeholders. I think the biggest thing I want to drill home right now is that it's not about me, it's not about I, it's about we, it's about us. The whole idea is for us to come together, for us to know about each other's events, for us to support each other's events, right? So it's not about you. And that's why we said at the quarterly convenings, like, we'll rotate the hosting so that everybody can get a little bit of a better glimpse into these organizations and everybody can feel more supported. So that's the general idea. I'm done talking. Efley's going to take it from here. He's going to facilitate some conversation. He's going to help you all work through the questions. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to answer questions. Papa will answer any questions you have, but that's it. We wanted to lay out this idea, see if it's even, I don't know if you guys think it's a great idea, if you want to throw tomatoes at us, whatever the case, That's what we're here to do, present the idea, get your input.
Questions and answers now?
We're doing what
ideas?
Papa has always done. He said there is no for the community
Because it's
without the
already for
community.
something.
So we didn't
Let them
dare
brainstorm
launch
and
this
answer each other's
project,
question. It's
assume
not for
it's a
us to
good
answer
idea,
question.
without
When they
bringing
come,
you
some of the
all
questions they have with the
here
people at the table.
to have input. We tested it with a
don't think-
few people on a
where do they
conference
take them?
call
Do you
last
give them
week.
paper
We
to
got
write
some
on?
good
I think they
enthusiastic
take notes
responses.
and then they somehow
And
get them
now
up
we're
there.
here with the broader community,
I'll tell them.
hoping that you all will give us some rich feedback as well. All right, so I'll be back up whenever, if ever, you call me to answer any questions, but I'm turning it back over to Efley to facilitate the dialogue. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Jason.
Well done.
Okay,
Very clear.
so we've got a process, and the process is going to be this. Someone at the table needs to take notes. And this is basically going to be ideas. You have a concept you just heard about. There's a lot of potential there. Ideas from you about, this could be used this way. This is something that would be crucial for this. When it comes to supporting the people, unifying the people, and making a difference in our communities. So that's what we want you to do. Have that conversation. What are ideas on how this concept, this thing can be used, and capture those. Eventually, after you get ideas on your small pads, come up and put them no more than on 1/2 of these up here. Is that okay? And we'll come around. If you have questions, hold your hands up. We'll come around and address it. Is there any need right now you have? Yes.
I'll float to answer questions. So if you have questions that
Can you
that
also invite
I can
people to
answer,
come
raise
and
your
join
hand.
the
I'll
table?
make- I'll
People
make
sitting in the
rounds.
back.
Oh, yeah.
So we need full participation.
And if we can get everybody to participate in this, come to the tables, crowd them up. Let's get all the information. This is the ideate phase. We need your ideas. We need the potential. Let's go.